So I understand you're looking for a large buy now, pay later loan for poor and fair credit, right? Fantastic. I want you to stick around till the end of today's conversation because I'm actually going to break it down for you. I'm going to explain to you step by step what you need to do to get that large point of sale loan. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweet QA Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. If you were to ask me, if you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to speak to you about buy now, pay later loans for poor and fair credit. And how do you get a very large loan? Step number one, understand how buy now, pay later loans work. And the cool thing here is that you need to, let's first define what it means. Buy now, pay later schemes do exactly what they say. You get the opportunity to buy something without having to pay for it until a later date. And also known as point of sale credit, some schemes give you 30 days to pay while others allow you up to 12 months. In other words, buy now, pay later lets you break down a purchase into a series of smaller payments. And how much does it cost? In general, if you repay the price of what you bought within the delay period, you won't pay any interest. That's because these periods are usually interest-free. If you use buy now, pay later carefully, you could delay paying for something for several months or even a year and not pay a penny in interest. Many of the big firms will not charge you any interest if you clear your balance before your delay period is up, even if you only paid the day before. Alternatively, some offers allow you to spread the cost over a longer period, but interest may be charged at a higher rate, for example, 39.99% APR. So the bottom line here is that choosing a point of sale loan can make sense if it charges zero to minimal interest and the payments don't stretch your budget. But if the interest rate is high, you might want to consider other types of loans to finance your purchase, even if they're less convenient. And please do not miss the payment. When we're talking about buy now, pay later loans for poor credit or fair credit, do not ever miss a payment, because the way they work is that they can quickly become expensive if you don't make your repayments on time. If you don't clear for any reason your debt before the delayed period is up, some providers will ask for a settlement fee or a lump sum of interest may be added to your debt. And do keep in mind that buy now, pay later affects your credit score, okay? Because at the end of the day, guess what? It is a form of credit. So how you use it can have an impact on your credit score. Even though when you apply for it at the online or at the store, they just do a quick soft check. They do a soft pull. They don't do a hard pull. They do a soft pull. But if you don't pay, that will sure impact your credit score. Step number two, you need to know when to consider a large point of sale loan. As I said earlier, it is very important to understand that point of sale financing can be a great option when you need to make a purchase you cannot cover outright and the installments fit comfortably in your budget. So you should also look to pay zero to minimal interest. If you really think about it, at the end of the day, buy now, pay later has existed many years, many decades. I mean, we used to call this layaway. You go to a store, you just do a layaway. The store will keep the product for you. You pay a little bit. Once you're done, they just give you the stuff, right? Remember that? It's just, I would say, a new variation of the layaway we used to have back in the days. I mean, I think some stores they still have it. So you want to consider a larger point of sale loan if you are new to credit, you are making a big one-time purchase, you will not pay much, you don't want to pay much in interest, you can afford the payments, and you plan to keep the item. Very important. Even if you're new to credit, doesn't matter. If you're new to credit, companies that offer point of sale financing have more lenient criteria when deciding whether to approve you for a loan. Though some lenders check your credit score, others focus on the funds available on your debit or credit card, the repayment term, and the price of your purchase. Some companies also report your payment history, which can help your credit score if you make all payments on time. If you're making a big one-time purchase, that's kind of cool, right? Because you can use a point of sale, a buy now, pay later loan to get, let's say, a new mattress, piece of furniture, or some other big ticket item. But if you don't have the credit card or prefer the simplicity of fixed monthly payments. And if you don't want to pay much interest, this can be good also, because while some retailers may offer a zero interest rate, that won't always be the case. For example, annual percentage rate at a firm can be as high as 30%. So to finance a purchase of, say, $800 on a 12-month repayment plan at 25%, you would be paying $113.68 in interest. Now, can you afford the payments? That's another question, because the convenience of point-of-sale financing may tempt you to overspend. If you carry a balance on your credit cards or have other debts, taking a loan for non-essential purchases is not a good idea. It's not a great idea at all. And if you plan to keep the item, that's pretty cool, because if you want to exchange or return your purchase, you typically have to work directly with the retailer, not the lender. If you don't get a full refund, you may still have to pay back part of your loan or risk a hit to your credit. Step number 3, folks, you need to know where to get a buy now, pay later loan, especially if you're looking for a biggie. If you're looking for a large amount, it's important to know where to get it, right? So unlike other types of loans, you don't need to shop around for the right lender for a point of sale loan. The lender is determined based on the stores you shop at. And the biggest players are Affirm, Afterpay, and Klarna. We actually have covered those players on other shows, so please avail yourself of those shows. And Affirm, for example, works with trendy wellness retailers like Peloton, Casper, and Miro, and they negotiate their loan eligibility criteria and interest rates with each individual retailer, meaning your repayment term options and interest rate can change based on where you shop. So while some of Affirm's partner stores charge zero interest, others can charge up to 30%, and Affirm never charges late fees. And you can go to Affirm's website to learn more. Afterpay, which partners with well-established retailers like Old Navy, Gap, and Bath & Beyond, offers a more straightforward model. So regardless of the retailer, you will make 4 interest-free installments that are due every 2 weeks. And these installments are divided equally, though your first payments could be higher if your purchase is large. So this is something they actually decide on a case-by-case basis. So as long as you pay on time, there are no additional fees with Afterpay. However, and this is a big however, folks, if your payment is not received within 10 days of the due date, you will be charged a maximum fee of $8. And Klarna, what about Klarna? Klarna, they differentiate themselves by focusing primarily on their mobile app experience. So once you download the Klarna app, you can shop at stores like Sephora, Foot Locker, and Macy's using the Klarna payment plan. Your total balance divided into 4 payments, paid every 2 weeks with zero interest. And if Klarna is unable to collect a payment after 2 attempts, they will charge a late fee of $7. So I'm showing you right now on the screen a small comparative table of all those 3 players, so you have a better idea of what we're talking about here. And you can see Affirm, Afterpay, and Klarna, the APR, the terms, and the late fees. Okay. One thing I want to say before closing on this section is that if you go to the website of each app, you'll get more information about the sort of retail operations they partner with, or the retailers they partner with. Step number 4, folks. If you want to get a very large buy now, pay later loan for poor credit or fair credit, you need to shop smartly. And I mean it. Really, you need to shop smartly, seriously. One thing I want to say here is that never, ever shop on your payday, ever. As a matter of fact, don't shop for an entire week after you get your paycheck. When you have money to spend, an item you would normally ignore suddenly becomes an item that would be nice to have, right? Think about it. A week after payday is typically the time you use to catch up on any expenses you have to pay like bills, mortgages, bank loans, and so on. So after you've dealt with those, you have a clearer understanding of how much money you have left. And make a list beforehand. Don't just walk into a store trying to just buy the whole store. No. So you want to make a list. And everybody does that. Even my grandmother. You want to have a list. When you go grocery shopping, you make a list, right? Do the same thing for when you are shopping for clothes or anything else, and you intend to use a buy now, pay later loan. Be willing to hunt, all right? Different stores offer similar items at different prices. So we use the menswear stores carrying pretty much everything. So we might feel as we can finish shopping quickly by getting them all at the same place. But no, you need to understand how store prices work. They hook you in with low prices on some items like shirts and pants, but other items like socks and underwear are intentionally more expensive. So they kind of count on your laziness to overlook this fact and buy everything at the same time because it's more convenient. And buy multiples of items you love wearing. Try to be a strategic shopper and put things into perspective. And please know your sales associate by name. If you shop at the same store, let's say Target or Old Navy, you want to develop a relationship with your store's manager or your sales associate, so that at some point they can help you. They can direct you to the promotional items or help you get some good deals. What I'm trying to tell you here is what? If you want to get a large buy now, pay later loan for poor or fair credit, you need to get the right products at the right prices. So even if you spend a lot, it's still cool. And you need to put things into perspective. You can subscribe for a discount that always helps. And skip out on trains. You want to buy timeless items. You want to check your receipts because you want to know what you're paying for. Borrow or rent what you will wear once, folks. If you are going to, let's say, use some item just once, just rent it. And beware of the tailor tax. All right, you need to learn to fix basic problems on your clothing. Many people go out and buy completely new clothing just because they don't know how to think about it. They don't know how to sew on a loose button, for example, or the leg opening on the pants is too wide. Those are stuff that just basic. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know how to sew also. I think I know a little bit, but not that much. Okay. And buy, for example, trying to be strategic. Buy winter clothing in the summer. Why not? You can buy winter clothing in the summer. So be strategic. So, all right. I'll be right back right after this level anyway. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. I'm still having a conversation with you about how to get a very large buy now, pay later loan for poor or fair credit. Step number 5, you need to plan how you will repay your loan. This is very important, because as I said earlier, not repaying your loan will have a wide variety of consequences, including having to pay enormous fees and charges from the buy now, pay later lender. You can get hit. Your credit score can get a hit, and this might actually limit you from borrowing in the future through a buy now, pay later loan for poor or fair credit. So, how much disposable income do you have on a monthly basis? Those are questions you need to ask yourself. Do you have enough? Do you have less? All right. What is your current debt load? Do you have an emergency fund? What is an emergency fund? An emergency fund, aka a rainy day fund, is basically the kind of money that you put aside for stuff like emergency repairs of your car, or something happens in the family. There's a little health scare, medical treatment is needed, and you just want to sort of have something on the side just to cover those rainy days. And experts actually suggest that you have up to 6 months of funds saved in an emergency fund. But I personally, and based on our research here at the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show, we recommend that viewers save up to 1 year, because you never know. I mean, 6 months, if you have some real stuff happening to you, 6 months won't cut it. No, 6 months it's nothing really. God forbid you get into a car accident or you're out of work and the economy is down. 6 months won't cut it. And you have to think about whether or not you can allocate 5 to 10% of your disposable income to repaying your point of sale loan, right? And how long would you need to repay your point of sale loan? This is another consideration you have to pay attention to. Can you prepare a simulated plan for a loan repayment? You can use Excel. There are a lot of apps out there that can help you, and I'll talk about the apps shortly. But you need to have a plan that allows you to see the installment process for the repayment process. You need to see it. Step number 6, folks. I want you to really use an app to plan the loan repayments. Don't do it manually. You want to automate everything if possible. If you don't like to use apps, you can download a free personal finance software tool on your computer. There are a lot of free items out there. You just type in Google free personal finance software, and I'm showing you right now a few apps that are free that helps you actually plan your buy now, pay later loan repayments. First, we have Pocket Guard. And this is great because it offers a simplified budgeting snapshot. It connects your checking, credit, and savings accounts and detects regular bills and income. Then it shows you how much is available for everyday spending by subtracting upcoming bills, savings goal contributions, and pre-budgeted money from your estimated income. And this is pretty cool. We love this app. And then you have Mint. So Mint is for budgeting and credit monitoring. And Mint has you connect your financial accounts. Then the app tracks and categorizes your transactions. You'll get alerts when you're over your budget in a particular category, if it spots a large or suspicious transaction, and if you've paid ATM fees. And Mint also lets you track all of your bills in one place and reminds you when upcoming payments are due. And all these features, guess what, are free, including its credit monitoring service. Then you have Honeydew. And Honeydew is great if you want to budget with your partner. And they allow you to see both financial pictures in one spot. So both your financial picture and your partner's, including bank accounts, credit cards, and investments. Okay, this is something important. And the free budget app automatically categorizes expenses, but you're also able to set up custom categories. And then you have Marcus Insights. And this is a free budget app that tracks your spending and suggests subscriptions to cancel. There are other great apps you might want to consider, but Marcus is kind of cool too. And you also have a Honeyfi. Okay, Honeyfi is a fantastic also. And the Honeyfi is kind of cool because it helps you and your partner budget together. And if you want to connect your account, you can actually use a Fudget. Fudget is pretty good also. I forgot to also mention that there's another app called Zeta. Zeta is really good, and I'm showing you right now on the screen. Zeta, askzeta.com. Fantastic. So you have a wide array of apps that can help you plan the repayment process for your buy now, pay later loan. And I was talking to you earlier about apps. Now let's talk about the lenders who approve large point of sale loans. What are the lenders that approve large buy now, pay later loans for poor credit or fair credit? We have a lot of them, but we're going to go to very strict to a few of them. They're very good. So you have Affirm. So compared to other buy now, pay later apps, Affirm is best suited for financing bigger purchases over a long term. Okay, so they follow a pay in 4 payment schedule, 1 payment at the time of purchase, then 3 more every 2 weeks. So you are paid up within 6 weeks. By contrast, Affirm's terms are 3, 6, and 12 months. So the pay in 4 model applies to most BNPL, most buy now, pay later apps. But Affirm is more generous. They have a more flexible term, 3, 6, and 12 months. So that's Affirm. Then you have Afterpay. So Afterpay follows the traditional pay in 4 model, charging you a quarter of the purchase price upfront, then the remaining quarters every 2 weeks. And they kind of have a nice pricing model too. Then you have Klarna. Klarna is a popular buy now pay later app with a giant vendor list and a unique twist on the buy now pay later formula. So in addition to your typical pay in 4 schedule, Klarna offers a pay in 30 plan where you pay nothing upfront and pay your principal in full exactly 30 days later. As long as you make the full payment, Klarna charges no interest. And pay in 30 is useful if you are really squeezed for cash this month but need to make a large essential purchase. For example, maybe you just moved to your first job out of college and need to buy a quality mattress. Spending $1,000 on a mattress is a good investment for your health and happiness, but payday isn't for three weeks, and you only have, let's say, $200 or $300 in your account. So paying 4 will not work because you will overdraft, but paying 30 is perfect. And then you also have PayPal credit. This is a line of credit you open through PayPal that you can use to make multiple big purchases anywhere PayPal is accepted. Then you have a Quad Pay, and this is another great app also. And this is designed for online purchases. This is kind of cool. And you also have Sezzle. Sezzle is really great also, and they don't seem to offer much unique or special features, but they are good. They are great. They follow the usual pay in 4 structure. They charge no interest and no fees for on-time payments, and they are accepted at over 26,000 vendors. Fantastic. So we're showing you right now on the screen a snapshot, like a recap of those players, the 6 players that I just mentioned here. I'm going to give you some time to see them, to see the recap here. So what each app is best for, the terms, and the competitive feature of each app. Check it out. All right. Number 6, I want you to consider store-issued buy now, pay later credit. Those are great too. Those are fantastic also. So the thing is that we've talked about apps, but there are some stores that also issue their own buy now, pay later credit. So we have a list here that I'm going to quickly go through, just kind of give you an idea. So we have Target, Tender Filet, the Wisconsin Cheeseman, Overstock, Sears, 7th Avenue, Southwest Vacations, Swiss Colony, ABT, Appliances Connection, Ashley Home Store, Ashrow, Beautylish, Boscov, Brand Smart USA, Bite Invisible Teeth Aligners, Dell.com, Dooney and Bork, Electrofinance, Funjet, Genie's, Goodyear, Home Depot, Home Shopping Network, HSN, Invicta Stores, JCPenney, Kmart, Kohl's, Lenovo, Lumens, Montgomery Ward. We have Monroe and Maine, the Pay Later Tires, the Payer Pay, the Walter Drake, the With Clarity, Woman Within, Zulily, and Z-Sounds. Now, the thing you have to understand is that most of this, they offer their own in-store buy now, pay later options, right? So, for example, Target, you have a red card. Tender Filet, you have Tender Filet credit. You have Overstock, you have Progressive leasing. For Southwest Vacation, you have Uplift. Sometimes they use the normal apps I just mentioned, the Klarna, Afterpay, and so on and so forth. If you go with Ashrow, for example, you have Ashrow credit. For Beautylish, they don't use anything else. They just give you they just go back to the old layaway options, so flexible payments. And if you go to Dell has the Dell preferred account. And for example, if you go to Invicta stores, they will offer you an Invicta card, right? For JCPenney, you have a JCPenney credit card. For Kmart, for example, they have a series of options. They have a layaway, as I said earlier. They have a Why Not Lease It. This is a program they actually run selectively throughout the country. They also have Shop Your Way MasterCard that could allow you to delay the payments, and so on and so forth. So they cover the whole gamut. It's up to you whether you go through an app, a buy now pay later app such as Klarna or Affirm, or you get financing through the store itself, especially if this is your favorite store. Or you can just get a personal loan also, or use credit card. So the choice is yours. All right, folks, this is the end of today's conversation. I was actually talking to you about how to get a very large buy now, pay later loan for poor or fair credit. Number 1, understand how buy now, pay later loans work. Number 2, know when to consider a large point of sale loan. Number 3, know where to get a buy now, pay later loan. Number 4, you want to shop smartly. Seriously. Number 5, you need to plan how you will repay your buy now, pay later loan. Number 6, use an app to plan the loan repayment. Number 7, know the lenders who approve large point of sale loans. Number 8, consider store issued buy now, pay later credit. Thank you so much for your attention, folks. I really appreciate it. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.